All right, today I'm going to show you how to use Canva for beginners. So today I'm going to show you how I have, in my first year and first try and kick of the can at YouTube, used Canva basically as my main tool, and how I used it to make shorts. And really, there's a lot more you can do than just the shorts. You can use long form and all that. But for today's video, I'm going to make a short about the most beautiful, delicious treat in the first thing in the morning, coffee. For the purposes of this video, I needed something to talk about, and what better thing than this delicious, delicious brew right here. Yum. Okay, let's get into it. Enough of that nonsense. Okay, so we're going to start off. We're going to go to videos. We're making a video. That's why we choose that. We're doing a YouTube short. Go to click YouTube short. Done. All right, here we go. This is the layout. Now we're going to go over here to the left side. We're going to go to elements. So you'll see you've got shapes, graphics, animations. You got audio, video, photos. Now you can upload your own stuff as well. So if you're using things like Leonardo AI, as I have in the past, I'll go to my own personal uploads and I'll show you some images that I've created in the past. And just for now, we're going to use what Canva has to offer, but later on, we're going to upgrade these lessons into using other uh, cool AI softwares to really level up your shorts game. So I'll just show you quickly some stuff that I've had. I'm just going to drag and show you, like, this is some of the stuff that I've used. And pretty cool. But anyways, it has nothing to do with the video I'm creating today. So just nonsense. We're going to move right along. Okay, back to elements. Okay, like I said, this is about coffee, nature's nectar. And so I'm going to make a quick 20-second video for you guys just to show you how Canva can be used, the different types of elements and all that, and how it can be used as a basic like editing platform. You can you can do it all right here without adding it to another level of editing, like a CapCut or something like that. So today we're just going to keep it short and simple, 20-second short. I'm not going to use any audio because that's going to be for another video. We're just going to do strictly images and videos today. Okay, enough is enough, Glenn. Get over yourself. Okay, coffee, coffee, coffee. Okay, so that's our keyword here. All right, we're going to select an image about coffee. Ooh, that looks good. Ooh, that looks really good. Okay, so down here at the bottom, you'll notice add media, blank. Now, when you add a blank slate, that's a 5-second clip. So I've made this whole thing now 5 seconds long. And you can add well, hello there. You can add another one. And now we've got 10-second clip. Now you can add a transition between here. Now we don't have any images yet, so we're not going to do that. Anyways, I'm going to take this and I'm going to drag it onto here, and I'll tell you why in just a second. Because it allows me to adjust and crop the image. If you were to just, let's say you were to just click it, see what happens is it shows up there, and now you can no longer adjust that image. It's just as it is. So by moving it up onto that, you can play with it, right? So anyways, I'm going to change the orientation. This is all for 16:9. Now I want 9:16 for a short, right? So you go to vertical here and it gives you your orientation. That's perfect. Okay, so we're talking about coffee. Let's get on with it. Ooh, ooh, that looks good. Now we can enlarge that as large as we want. We can make it, or we can just make it whatever. We can make it the same size as our frame there. Okay. Now you'll notice this is running past the 10 seconds of clips that I made there. So we're going to go up to the top taskbar here. I'm going to move my face. Oh, can I move my face? No, I can't. Anyways. Okay. The speed of the clip can be adjusted to go faster or slower, right? You can go over here and you can edit and pick the best portion of the clip. So let's say you don't want the entirety and you want a certain section, you can really nitpick exactly what you want there and say done. And then you'll see at the bottom here how it's changed, because we've chosen 4.7 seconds. So we're going to go down to this bottom frame that says 5, and we're going to move it so it's in line, so that this first one is 4.7 seconds long. We're going to move over to the second one, which is blank. You see how it moves and it's blank there? Okay, well, we're going to go into our next frame, basically. And I really like that. That's kind of neat. I'm going to speed this one up double time. And then I'm going to adjust and delete the last leftover bit. So now we've got, oh, and I'm going to want to adjust this and crop that. Okay, we're moving right along. We're going to make these, this is to show you that we're going to add elements. This is just the first portion, all right? So bear with me. We're going to get there. Okay. All right. We're going to speed that up and adjust it to size. Perfect. You know what? Let's slow that down a bit. Yeah, that's better. Okay, we're going to add another one. Now, the reason, like I said, that I'm adding these blank ones here is because they all become like a layer. The white being the very back end. And as we move up in sections, so we go back end. So like that's what's behind this. Is this white portion is right here. Then we move on to this. So we're going into the middle ground. And so anything that we stack on top of it, right? If we were to do that, you'll notice that these two images are over top of each other now, right? So just to give you an example of how the white works as like your backdrop, and then, so let me better explain that, because I'm kind of just stumbling over my words at this point. We're going to go to graphics. Okay, and we're going to type in copy, because that's what this is all about. Speaking of which, delicious. Okay, so what do we want to do here? Stop doing that. Just joking. Just joking. Oh, come on, what's going on? Okay, so you see that? Now we're talking about layers. We got layers, right? And so, and you can adjust that. Pretty cool. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to duplicate. I'm going to make that a bit smaller. I'm going to duplicate. I'm going to completely flip it around. Make that a bit larger. I'm going to duplicate. So now we just got a bunch of different ones, right? And I'm going to group all of these together, okay? And I'm going to move them to the top. Now I'm going to animate them, okay? So I can animate the whole group that I just made of those items, okay? And you can create your custom animations, and then there's a list of things you can do here as well. A lot of these are just better for animating words on your screen or objects, but for this purpose, I'm going to just custom animate with the mouse. So don't talk about it, be about it. Okay, so I click the box, the purple box up there, and I move the element, and you see that swaying line there. All right, I kind of messed that up a little bit, so I'm gonna delete the path. I'm gonna try it again. Okay. Okay, so let's see what that looks like. This is just, this is just an example. I'm not like saying this is what you should do in your videos, but I'm telling you and showing you how, for a beginner, how you can create things quickly and efficiently, so that you're not just scratching your head trying to figure out Canva for the first time. Okay, so That's kind of hokey. Not my favorite, right? So I think I'm going to make it a bit smaller, right? I'm going to make it a bit smaller, and I'm going to duplicate that, and I'm going to delete that animation, and I'm going to try a different animation, or yeah, I'm going to try a slightly different one. Look at that. Now we're talking. Okay, we're going to add a text box. Now you see at the side here how it's got two things. Well, it's got two of those coffee. That's because that's the layer, right? We got the bottom layer of white. We got the first image, which is the coffee cup being poured, and then the two coffee beans falling from the sky. Now we're going to add some words to this. So we add a text box. We enlarge it. We talk about coffee. Yeah, yeah. Okay. We're gonna choose the font. Yeah. We're gonna go to effects. So you can choose the effects of your words, and you can animate them as well. You can make them transparent. You know, there's a bunch you can do, and it's pretty fun. Once you start to play around with things, right? Like the possibilities become endless with the amount of layering that you can do right here, right? It's pretty neat. So we're going to animate this. It's going to burst on the scene. Beautiful, beautiful. And we're going to animate it on both, on entry and on exit. Okay. And then we're going to move on to the next scene. How's that sound? Sound good? Okay. Sounds good. Okay. So now that we have two scenes there, we can add transitions, okay? Just so you know. So we're going to do a circle wipe there. I'm going to show you what that looks like once we've done it. Copy his life and the circle wipe to the bean. Very cool. Now we're going to add layers to this, right? Now, if I want to use these words again, I can duplicate and I can pull it. I can pull it and I can bring it down right there. And now we've got coffee is life in this scene as well. Right? Pretty cool. We're going to do a different animation on this one. We're going to remove the animation. We're just going to leave it there. So it's just there. Ooh, ooh, ooh. All right, all right. Okay, duplicate, move. There we go. And what's going on here? There we go. Make sure that they're all lined up in their same frame, or you're going to get things are going to be a bit hokey. Okay. Beautiful. We're going to remove this animation because it doesn't need to be animated. It can just stay where it's at. And we're going to duplicate this again so that it's on every single scene in the same place. Okay? And you'll see what I mean when all is said and done. Beautiful. Okay. Now, because I don't have anyone hollering at me what I should add, we're just going to go back to the elements and we're going to just add things for the sake of it. Okay? Look at this cute little coffee cup guy. Right? And we're going to animate that. He's going to jump on into the scene. Okay. Cool. And then I'm going to add a little text box saying, if I could spell. Okay, with the effects. Oh, I'm going to animate that in. All right, you're getting the hang of it, right? You're understanding what's going on here. You understand what I'm throwing down, right? Now, of course, you're not going to make yours about, coffee or whatever, unless your niche is coffee. I mean, whatever, right? I don't know how you could make a niche about coffee, but I'm sure it's been done. Color wipe. So there's different transitions you can do just to kind of break up the monotony. Okay. And we're moving on to the last frame. Okay, so for the last frame, I'm going to show you once again how I created a GIF. Now, a GIF is something that I use as a brand recognition. So you can make a cool animation with maybe your logo for your channel and a couple elements or whatever, and then you download it as a transparent background. And you can put it on the end of your shorts, right? And so it can like hop on the screen and you can have a little sound effect with it or whatever. But it's a cool way to either start your short with or end your short with. And so I'm just going to show you what that kind of looks like. And in another video, I will show you a little bit more in depth, and I'll have it ready and pre-downloaded and made so that you can see how I use it. Actually, I could show you that right now. And you know what? I may as well. I'm going to delete this back scene here, and I'm going to show you in this last frame something that I've created for a previous channel of mine. But for the sake of this video, I think, why not borrow it? Okay, so now you'll notice how I'm covering Coffee is Life there. I can go down here and layer it. So now I'm behind it, right? And boom, there it is, right? And because this one's already has an animation of something I downloaded prior of my head bobbing, right? That's the GIF. And maybe I have like a sound effect with it. In my other channel, MTT, it has that sort of thing, and you can see how I've used it in the past. I don't suggest you go there to check that out. I'll show you in other videos. Anyways, you know, the Canva can be used in pretty unique and fun ways, and honestly, it works if you're creative and you're willing to sacrifice a little bit of time for that. Those little bit of extras on the end or at the front, brand recognition or whatever, like even like a subscribe, like button or whatever that you make that's unique to yours. Whether or not you're using your face or just your logo or whatever, use those elements, bring them together. It's kind of like making an opening to your video or a closing to your video, intro and outro, right? But you can make them in a way that it's transparent, and you can drop them onto whatever you've created in your short, right? Which is what I've just done right here by dropping my bobblehead in there, right? So anyways, I'm going to show you this this play out, and you can check out the very first video I did with this. I did it without my talking head because I thought it'd be a bit more distracting. So we're trying this one out. They're very much similar in their creation. The first one's a bit more in depth and less of my face, so probably more helpful. But let's just check it out. Let's play the whole thing, and then we're gonna finish this video off and call it done. All right, here we go. Coffee is life. Coffee is life. Coffee for the win. Because coffee is life. Coffee is life. Coffee is life. Yeah. All right. You get the point. Anyways, a lot of fun. Thanks for joining me. I'm going to finish the rest of this brew. Have a gooder. Our next video is all about brand recognition and how to use Canva to do that. Come check it out. It's going to be good.